Sorry. If you get tired of it, and then we got Karlie actually on it too. They're like actually on the national. The WRC.
I was gonna go quite a bit earlier, just so that if anybody got there early.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There weren't a ton of comments on the
Gotcha.
they're out there are like, whoa, around trees are racist, huh? Like, oh my god. Redlining is a policy that was put into place by the federal government back in the 1930s into the early 1940s. They did basically a poll and interviews with real estate agents all over the country and came up with the idea of making maps of it's between 200 and 300 cities around the country, and designating the neighborhoods by their desirability level, and then limiting the insurance to the more desirable neighborhoods. Well, the thing is that these red-lined neighborhoods, the ones that are considered to be like uninsurable, just happened to be all of the neighborhoods where minorities lived, and specifically where Black minorities lived.
We live in a nation that has, a record of historical racism and discrimination, and Waterloo is one of those cities in this great nation. But redlining has certainly affected the north end of Waterloo, where there's this stain, this historical legacy that still affects people's psychological makeup even to this day. And I think the history of redlining demonstrates that most of the plants and other industrial sites are typically placed in black and brown sides of town, so to speak. Is a nasty one. And today people are still reeling from the fact that they have neighbors that could be dying from illnesses.
So if you look at same neighborhood, same area, life expectancy 70.8, poverty 46%, high asthma rates, high cancer rates, high diabetes rates, high blood pressure, high kidney disease. The list goes on and on and on. Compare that to lower cancer, kidney, asthma, all sorts of health effects in the neighborhoods where our government was investing money.
Lack of trees in multiple different facets can increase health burden on residents living in there, and as you can see in this area, that was also assessed the lowest tree equity score. The health burden is at an 80, which is very high. We're also looking at heat disparity. Again, trees, we know, helping with heat, helping to mitigate heat and the effects. The heat disparity here in this region is at plus 9.9 degrees Fahrenheit. So if this area had better tree coverage, we would be able to reduce heat disparity, increase healthiness, and overall make quality of life better for the residents living in this area.
And then this opportunity came along where Kamyar said he had trees and wanted to know if anybody was interested in doing projects with trees. And I knew that there was a lot of research on tree canopy, urban tree canopy, and redlining. And I figured that that was just my sign that it was time to move to trees.
And so the whole idea is let's help our students pay attention to our home territory and put to work things we know, things we learn. And I just had a call out to lots of faculty members and saying, hey, we're trying to work with classes who are interested in doing something actual, tangible practice.
Trees for Cedar Valley is working to bring trees to formerly redlined areas of Waterloo, equitably broadening the tree canopy and combating environmental racism.
We are not like inventing a wheel. We are sort of like inserting ourselves into a process that's already, happening.
So we plan on planting up in here, right up here, because that's where there's just mass amounts of redlining.
Like on tree equity score, that's where it has like 5% or whatever of the recommended canopy.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of right-of-way space to plant in there.
I would think that area might have a lot of walking traffic too, just because
the
of
school.
the school and like the People's Clinic is right there, like the health clinic. There's several different churches.
The media team, myself, and then a couple other students have been recruiting volunteers for the planting. We've been finding donations to help purchase more trees, that sort of thing. So a lot of behind the scenes work.
So any tree planting, a lot of work goes on behind the scene, and the city has to approve the locations, make sure they don't interfere with vision of traffic, all kinds of other considerations, power line overhead, and it has been just wonderful, not just for this event, but many other tree planting that we've collaborated with the city to do. And so it's really great that Jacob and Todd are here. If you want to say something about the work of the City of Waterloo.
We really appreciate everyone being here today. The City of Waterloo thinks a lot of our tree resources. In fact, we've been awarded the Tree City USA designation for the 40th year in a row this year. And whereas the Iowa legislature has designated the last Friday in April as Arbor Day throughout Iowa, now, therefore, Quentin Hart, Mayor of the City of Waterloo, do hereby proclaim the week of April 21st to 27th, 2024 as Arbor Week in Waterloo, Iowa. Encourage all citizens of Waterloo to celebrate this occasion and the beauty of our city by planting a tree. So thank you all for making Waterloo a better place by planting these trees today. And that's all I got.
Given a little bit of time, the trees that you guys have planted, that the Walnut Neighborhood Association have planted, and now the we put in, and then plus the ones just that the city have been working on, give it a couple of years, it's going to fill in some of this stuff pretty nicely.
But a lot of what I call them kind of pedestrian arterials. That's, if we focus on those, you'll see, wow. I mean, you see people there all the time, and it's just so unpleasant.
Well, yeah, I mean, near churches, near community centers, near schools, where people are walking around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good places to get started. I mean, look, because Cunningham is over there.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much.
Yeah.
There's just so much everywhere you look.
I feel like our goal was to bring awareness to things caused by redlining that get overlooked. Specifically canopy coverage. And then it was up to us to then not only go out there and do the work ourselves and plant the trees ourselves, but to bring awareness so that people with more power than us, with more influence, more leverage than us, will go out there and make the huge changes.
It's always been my goal in life to make a change in the world, a positive difference, and this project definitely enabled me to do that. But it also showed me how you can go about doing that in your small local communities, because I think so often people, when you think of changing the world, it's like really big and scary, but you start small. You start in your local community, which is what we did here in the Cedar Valley, and I'm really proud of that, and I can't wait to go and do that elsewhere.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm the professor for the class,
Okay,
so we're
thank
glad
you,
to be
honey.
here.
Yes, thank you. It's a good thing. We like our yard to be pretty, so sure.
Oh, good.
There you go. So if you need water or anything, just go inside the center and get it. But I'm getting ready to go back out, so I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's kind of cheesy to say, but it's a find your passion kind of thing. Life can be a lot better if you do the things that interest you. Even if you have to do them within the parameters of like what your job is or what school is or whatever, you can kind of still find a niche and do the things that bring joy to your heart.
Everybody say free.